All right, so let's say you're ready to really dive deep into AI stocks. You want to know which ones are set for big things in 2025.
Definitely a hot topic.
Yeah, and we've got some really solid analysis here from buystocks.ai. But we're not going to just throw names at you. We're going to
Uh-huh.
break it down. Why these companies are positioned to win. What should investors be thinking about?
Yeah, connect those dots between the tech, the market, the companies themselves, so you can make smart choices.
Okay, got to start with a company everyone knows. NVIDIA, buystocks.ai calls them a must-own stock. And honestly, it's hard to disagree. 95% of the AI GPU market share, that's huge.
It is, and it's interesting how they got there. NVIDIA recognized the power of GPUs for AI really early on, made some strategic moves like acquiring Mellanox to bolster their offerings,
Right.
and they've consistently pushed the limits of GPU tech, always staying ahead of the curve.
Makes sense. They didn't just luck into it. There was a vision there.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the future? Buystocks.ai mentions this Blackwell architecture. What's that all about?
Blackwell. That's their next-gen GPU architecture, a big leap forward in performance and efficiency. One of the key things there is tensor cores, specifically designed to accelerate those mathematical operations at the heart of AI.
Okay, so that means.
Faster training times for those complex AI models, lower energy consumption, so more sustainable, and ultimately more powerful AI applications.
So even with a massive market cap, $3.37 trillion, they're still innovating, still growing. That's impressive. But buystocks.ai raises a good point. Is NVIDIA's valuation justified by its future prospects? Something to consider.
Oh, absolutely. High growth potential often comes with a high price tag. Got to weigh the potential rewards against the risks. Do your own due diligence, as always.
Makes sense. Now, from GPUs, let's go to a company basically synonymous with the internet itself. Alphabet or, as most people know it, Google.
Yeah, and while everyone knows Google for search, their real AI strength is how it's woven into their whole business model.
It's everywhere.
Think about it. Optimizing advertising, personalizing search results, AI working behind the scenes to boost those core revenue streams.
Like the secret sauce that makes Google? Well, Google. Then there's Google Cloud, which brought in a whopping $10 billion per quarter last year. Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini. This is Google's latest big move into large language models, generating a lot of buzz. It's designed to be super versatile, can handle a wide range of tasks, generating creative text formats, answering your questions in a really informative way.
I like that.
They're also focused on accessibility for developers and businesses. Want to make it the go-to tool for building AI-powered apps.
Not just the tech itself, but how it's used and who has access to it. That's a big deal. So how does Alphabet's AI approach compare to NVIDIA's?
Great question. You see, NVIDIA is all about the powerful hardware that fuels AI, those GPUs we talked about. They're the ones supplying the tools.
The builder?
Yeah, exactly. Alphabet is focused on integrating AI into their existing products and services. Making those AI tools available to others, they're more like the architects designing and building the structures.
Two different approaches, but both with massive potential in the AI market. And I guess it's worth noting that Alphabet's price-to-earnings ratio, that PE ratio, is more appealing than NVIDIA's right now. Could be a more attractive option for some investors looking for that balance between growth and value.
Definitely valid. Different investors have different risk tolerances, different goals. Understanding those is crucial when evaluating any stock, especially in a volatile market like AI.
All right, so we've got two tech giants down. Now let's talk about a company that's basically the king of online shopping and cloud computing, Amazon. Their cloud platform, AWS, is huge. Buystocks.ai really emphasizes its AI connection.
AWS is key in AI because they've made it accessible to businesses of all sizes, offering a wide range of pre-built AI solutions. Image recognition, natural language processing, stuff companies can easily integrate.
Like AI on demand, that's pretty cool. But Amazon isn't just selling AI, they're using it internally too, right? I read about Project Amelia.
Oh yeah, Project Amelia. Very cool example of how Amazon uses AI to optimize its own logistics and supply chain. Using AI to predict demand, optimize delivery routes, improve efficiency throughout their massive network of warehouses and deliveries.
So they're using AI to make the Amazon machine even more efficient.
Exactly.
And with a 31% market share in cloud computing, they've got a strong base to build on in AI. But let's switch gears now. Talk about a company that specializes in data analytics and insights. Palantir.
Palantir is fascinating. They're tackling a huge problem in this age of big data, making sense of it all, using AI to help organizations, governments, corporations analyze huge amounts of data, identify patterns, make better decisions.
It's all about the insights.
Yeah.
And you've got this platform called AIP, right? What's that about?
AIP stands for AI Platform, their flagship product. essentially a suite of AI-powered tools that let users build and deploy AI models for all sorts of applications.
So many possibilities.
Like a financial institution might use it to detect fraudulent transactions, while a government agency could analyze intelligence data.
Providing the tools for others to unlock AI's potential, and their revenue growth has been impressive. Over 50% year over year, according to BuyStocks.ai. Stock performance is eye-catching, to 340% gain in 2024 alone.
Wow.
But BuyStocks.ai also mentions some risks with Palantir, specifically their reliance on government contracts.
Right. Important to consider government contracts can be steady revenue, but they're also vulnerable to changing political priorities, budget cuts. Investors need to weigh those risks carefully.
High reward, potentially high risk. Okay, let's move on to a company that's not an AI company in the traditional sense, but vital to the AI ecosystem. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, or TSM, the world's leading chip maker. BuyStocks.ai explains why they're essential to the AI revolution.
TSM is a powerhouse. They manufacture the chips that power AI, including those GPUs we discussed. They produce chips for NVIDIA, AMD, even Apple. Without TSM, the AI industry wouldn't have the hardware it needs.
Like the foundation upon which the AI world is built. It's fascinating how interconnected everything is. So what's driving TSM's success in AI?
One key factor is their expertise in advanced chip manufacturing. They're always pushing the limits, creating smaller, more powerful, more energy-efficient chips. Essential for AI, which needs a lot of computing power. And then there's their vast manufacturing capacity. They can produce chips at scale, crucial for meeting the growing demand.
They're good at it, and they can do a lot of it. Powerful combination. What about competition? Any other chip makers that could challenge TSM?
There are others in the semiconductor industry, Samsung, Intel, but TSM has a big lead in advanced manufacturing, and they've built strong relationships with key customers, like Apple and NVIDIA, gives them a competitive edge. But the semiconductor industry is always evolving. Got to keep an eye on the competition.
Good advice. All right, for our final company in this section, let's talk Broadcom. BuyStocks.ai describes them as the glue that holds AI operations together.
I like that analogy. Broadcom provides a wide range of products and services essential for AI infrastructure. Semiconductors, networking equipment, software, security solutions. They're involved in making sure AI systems run smoothly and efficiently.
So they're not developing the AI algorithms themselves, but they're providing the infrastructure, the backbone.
Exactly.
It's like they're building the roads and bridges that connect the AI world.
Exactly. And what makes Broadcom interesting is their focus on the enterprise market. They're catering to businesses that want AI but might not have the expertise to build it all themselves.
That makes sense. A lot of businesses want to jump on the AI bandwagon, but they need help navigating it all. Broadcom's there to provide that support. Now, before we move on to some broader considerations for AI investors, let's quickly touch on two more companies. BuyStocks.ai says are worth watching. First up, AMD.
AMD is a major player in semiconductors, and they're really challenging NVIDIA in the AI GPU market. Their latest GPUs have strong performance, competitive pricing, makes them a good alternative for companies building AI systems.
So they're the underdog, trying to take a bite out of NVIDIA's market share. And what about the other company, Snowflake? Why are they interesting in the AI space?
Snowflake is a cloud-based data platform, and it's getting super popular among companies using AI. They provide a scalable, secure environment for storing and processing the huge amounts of data that AI algorithms need to learn and make predictions.
So they're kind of like the foundation for AI applications.
Exactly. They provide the infrastructure and tools that allow companies to manage and analyze their data in a way that's optimized for AI features, like data sharing and collaboration, essential for teams working on AI projects.
So while they're not developing the AI algorithms themselves, they're providing the data infrastructure that makes AI possible, kind of like the librarians of the AI world, organizing and curating those vast libraries of data that AI feeds on.
Great analogy.
So let's dive into those broader considerations for AI investors that we touched on. BuyStocks.ai really stresses understanding the AI ecosystem as a whole, not getting tunnel vision on just one company.
Absolutely. AI is not a monolith, right? It's this complex web of interconnected technologies and applications. Hardware, software, data infrastructure, algorithms, services, they all play a role.
Lots of moving parts.
Investors need to understand how those pieces fit together, which companies specialize in which areas.
Right, so it's like looking at the whole forest, not just one tree. But with so much happening in AI, it can be overwhelming. Where do investors even begin to make sense of it all?
Well, a good way to break down the AI ecosystem is to think in layers. At the base, you've got the hardware, the physical stuff that powers AI. The GPUs from companies like NVIDIA, chips manufactured by TSM. Exactly. Then you've got the software layer. Operating systems, libraries, frameworks. Developers use these to build and run AI applications.
Okay, so that's like building on top of the foundation.
Right. And then within that, you have the data layer, all about managing, storing, processing the massive data that AI algorithms need.
So we've got the foundation, the structure, and then the data flowing through it all. What about the AI itself? Where do the algorithms and models fit in?
Good question. Those are part of the application layer, sitting on top of the data. This is where companies are developing and deploying specific AI solutions. Think about the AI tools from Google and Amazon, Palantir's AIP platform.
So those are like the tools people use within the structure.
Exactly. And then around all these layers, you've got the services layer, consulting, training, support, helping businesses actually implement and manage AI solutions.
The support system to keep it all running.
Precisely. So as you can see, the AI ecosystem is complex, but understanding these layers can help investors make smarter choices.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
BuyStocks.ai also talks about not getting caught up in the hype, but really understanding the financials. It's not just about potential, it's about valuation.
Couldn't agree more. It's easy to get excited about the future of AI, but investors need to be realistic about what they're paying for. High growth potential often comes with a high price tag. Gotta assess whether the price is justified by the company's performance, the future prospects.
So what are some key financial metrics investors should be looking at when evaluating AI companies?
Some of the most important ones: revenue growth, profitability, debt levels, cash flow, but also metrics specific to AI, like the size of their data sets, performance of their algorithms, their ability to attract and keep top AI talent.
Sounds like investors need to do their homework, really dig into those numbers.
Definitely. It's not enough to just skim the headlines. Investors need to understand the business fundamentals, make sure the company has a strong financial foundation.
Now, BuyStocks.ai also cautions against putting all your eggs in one basket. Diversification is key. Why is that especially important in the AI space?
Because AI is a rapidly changing field, it's hard to predict which companies will be the winners. Some might be leading today, but they could be overtaken by new competitors, disrupted by unexpected tech advancements.
Like bidding on a horse race. You never know for sure who's going to win.
Exactly. By diversifying, spreading investments across multiple AI companies, investors spread their risk, increase their chances of benefiting from the overall growth of the industry.
Smart strategy. But how can investors diversify effectively within AI? Are there different approaches?
There are a few ways. One strategy is to invest in companies operating in different parts of the AI ecosystem. You might allocate some to a hardware company like NVIDIA, some to a software company like Alphabet, and some to a data infrastructure company like Snowflake.
Spread the bets across the different parts of that AI world.
Right. Another approach is diversifying across different industries being impacted by AI. Invest in companies applying AI to healthcare, finance, transportation, retail.
So many possibilities.
Investors could also diversify by stage of company development. Invest in established AI leaders as well as smaller, emerging AI startups.
So a mix of those big players and those up-and-comers.
Exactly. The key is to build a diversified portfolio that fits your goals and risk tolerance.
Makes sense. BuyStocks.ai also points out that the AI landscape is always changing. Investors need to stay informed, adapt their strategies as needed.
Definitely. AI is not static. New technologies, applications, business models are always popping up. Investors need to keep up with these changes to make informed decisions.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and feel inspired to explore the fascinating world of AI investing.